today. I'm calling this meeting of the Sonoma County Junior College District Board of Trustees to order. Appreciate all those joining us in person online. It's exciting to be able to host our first board meeting here at our SRJC Roseland site. I know a number of you came out for the ribbon cutting a couple weeks ago. It's really important that, as Sonoma County's community college, that we serve our entire community. And so whether you're from, Roseland or Sonoma Valley or Cloverdale, we want to be accessible to the public, and so excited for the offerings that this site has. We'll begin our meeting as we always do with our land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we gather at Santa Rosa Junior College on the territorial traditional land of the Pomo people in Santa Rosa and the Coast Miwok people in Petaluma, past and present, and honor with gratitude the land itself and the people who have stewarded it throughout the generations. As a reminder, public comment will be allowed at the appropriate time. For those here in person wishing to speak, please fill out one of the yellow comment cards. I believe they are in the just outside the door, and bring those to Zara at the front desk. For those online, please wait to raise your hand until invited to do so, and we will call on you at that time. That takes us to item B1, announcement of reportable actions from closed session. There are none. Item B2, approval of the open session agenda. Trustees, do I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda?
Second.
All right. Any public comment on the agenda or board members wishing to speak on it? Seeing none, we will start with Student Trustee Clark.
Aye.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstain? The ayes have it. The agenda is approved. That takes us to item B3, approval of the regular meeting minutes from our last regular meeting. Do I have a motion and a second to approve those minutes? All right. Any public comment here in the room or online on this, or board members wishing to speak? Seeing none. Student Trustee Clark.
Aye.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstain? Hearing none. The minutes are approved. All right. That takes us to B4, our Employee of the Month for April 2026, Nicole Soto. And we have Ken Sebastiani presenting.
Good afternoon, members of and board trustees and President Garcia in the Santa Rosa Junior College community. My name is Ken Sebastiani. I'm the Fire Tech Director here at the Santa Rosa Junior College. I'm proud to serve here for a long, long time. And it is my pleasure to recognize our April 2026 Employee of the Month, Nikki Soto, from the Public Safety Training Center. Okay. Oh,
snap. Honor. Finally.
Says Miss April 2026. If you could turn around for everybody. All right. So since joining the Public Safety Training Center in March of 2022 and becoming administrative assistant in July of 23, Nikki has become an essential part of daily operations. She consistently goes above and beyond, not because it is her role, but it's because of her strong commitment to serving students and supporting her colleagues. At the center of Nikki's work is her dedication to student success. She provides thoughtful, patient guidance to students as they navigate applications, enrollment, and program requirements. She ensures each student feels heard, respected, and supported, and she often follows up with them to confirm that needs have been fully met. Her ability to make complex processes clear and manageable has had meaningful impact on the student experience. Nikki has made significant contributions to the fire technology program through her work in admissions and student relations. She also helped develop a digital fire academy application using FormStack, which has streamlined the application process and reduced barriers for prospective students. Her efforts have improved accessibility and efficiency in ways that directly benefit those who we serve. In addition to her work with students, Nikki is a valued and dependable team member. She is consistently willing to assist others, troubleshoot challenges, and share her knowledge. Her professionalism and collaborative approach contribute to a positive and supportive work environment where colleagues feel comfortable seeking assistance. Nikki is also a strong advocate for diversity and inclusion, particularly in the public safety training programs. She encourages and supports women and underrepresented students in pursuing careers in these fields, helping to expand access and opportunity. Her commitment to excellence is evident in her many operational contributions. Nikki has improved payroll processes by transitioning them to digital systems, increasing accuracy, efficiency, and accessibility. She also took the initiative to train other employees to ensure successful implementation. In addition, she played a key role in the ARTP reaccreditation process, and that's for the fire program through the state, helping to organize and present the documentation that contributed to a successful outcome in May of 2025. Nikki supports instructional service agreements and contributes to institutional planning efforts, including the PRPP, by providing accurate data and strong organizational support. She consistently demonstrates attention to detail, accountability, and pride in her work. What sets Nikki apart is her initiative and reliability. She anticipates needs, identifies opportunities for improvement, and takes action to enhance processes and outcomes. She maintains a calm, professional demeanor, even in high-pressure situations, and consistently delivers high-quality results. Nikki exemplifies the values of the Santa Rosa Junior College through her dedication, service, and commitment to excellence. Her contributions have a lasting impact on students, faculty, and staff, and she plays a vital role in the success of the Public Safety Training Center. For all these reasons, it's my honor to recognize Nikki Soto as the April 2026 Employee of the Month. Thank you. Nikki.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you all for being here, especially my family and the crew from Public Safety Training Center. I want to thank Ken, not just for the nomination, but for the way he leads and supports me. He includes me in important conversations, asks for my opinion on big decisions, and truly values what I think. He always makes it clear that he has my back, and that kind of trust and support means a lot to me. I also want to thank my dean, Josh Adams, for the support he gives our campus. The trust he has in me and my abilities makes me feel seen, respected, and valued, and I really appreciate it. I also want to give a quick shout out to our Santa Rosa Junior College president, Dr. Garcia. You are incredibly sharp, humble, and down to earth. And I just want you to know that you're exactly what we need at the Santa Rosa Junior College. I'm proud to be a part of your team and to play a small role in serving our community in education. I feel really lucky to work with such an amazing fire team. Ken, Dan Bull, the coordinator for the academy, Linda Collister. We really have a solid team. People always say you should like the people you work with because you spend so much time with them, and that is so true. I've had a job since I was 14, and I can honestly say this is the best team and best group of people I have ever worked with. Everyone I work with gives their all. We work hard, we care deeply about our students, and we do with our whole hearts. Everything we do is to help our students succeed, knowing that one day their work will make a difference in our community. And somehow, in the middle of this hard work, we have many laugh attacks, which makes it an even more special place. I also want to give a big shout out to my admin team and my coworkers here, especially the ones that showed up today, Donna Prack and Justin Vines. We really work hard, and we do everything for each other to pitch in when one of us needs extra help. And we truly do things with excellence. I cannot tell you how great the team out there is at the Windsor campus. We give it our all. We always hit deadlines and projects, and we really give a good product out there, I think. To my family, thank you for all your support, especially my mom, Maria. She helps with my kids for pickup and drop off and does everything so I can actually stay at work and get stuff done. So that is a huge thanks. Thank you to my husband. We're both in education. I think it's pretty cool for our kids to see this. He's an assistant principal at Santa Rosa High School. And me being here, I was telling Dr. Garcia a story earlier. My husband and I, quick story, we were at a concert and he went to go get me a drink and he comes back. He's like, oh, crazy. I just met this big guy came up to me and said, oh, Mr. Soto, you used to be my principal in junior high and you made such a difference in my life. And then I went on to high school to LC Allen and your cousin was the principal of, Gabriel Albavera was a principal of LC Allen. And now I just graduated from the fire academy where your wife was the one that helped me get through everything. And both of us felt like we were just high on that feeling of that they went through all of us and we were able to help them. And just doing this with him and having these wonderful kids, Cruzy, Maya, and Eva, this is what we do it for. This is what we're all here for, right? To make their lives better and to make education a better place for them where they know they can succeed. So I just want to say a quick thanks. Thank you to Donnie P for this wonderful sash. I'm finally glad I have one too. Thank you.
Okay, as part of Employee of the Month, we have a lot of great gifts. Do you want to bring your family up here real quick? Do we have time for that?
Yeah, real quick.
Real quick?
Hurry.
Real quick.
Do a picture real quick? Okay.
So here's the back.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's baby. Hey, Bess, get over here. Smile. Look good. Know your ankles. Come on.
All right. Thank you very much and congratulations, Nikki. And on behalf of the Board of Trustees, thanks for all the work that you do every single day for the district and the people that we serve. We always do share that another bonus is you don't actually have to sit through the entire board meeting. So just, I do put that out there for you and your guests. That takes us to item B5, public comments. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to address the board, up to a maximum of 20 minutes per subject. Please state your name and any affiliation for the record when you come up. We will start with public comments here in the room, starting with Ben Alcantor.
Well, I wasn't ready, but here I am. Good afternoon, President Chabon, Superintendent Dr. Garcia, and board members. My name is Ben Alcantar, and I am the VP of Legislation of the Student Government Assembly. First of all, what a great space we're holding today. So I'm really thankful. I'm really sad I wasn't part of the ribbon cutting, but I'm here today. But anyways, I am here to express my concern about the incident that happened on May 25th, 2026. The unannounced presence of the Sonoma County Sheriff that looked like ICE agents on this campus that caused fear among many fellow students and staff members. Under fear and confusion, many of these students turned around and went home. They did not deserve to be scared like that. I don't know I don't know what the relationship between our institution and our local law enforcement is. But I am sure that with better communication between both entities, this incident could have been prevented. We cannot have these type of settings during class hours. We cannot bring fear to our students, especially when they are already under so much stress. This incident is a reminder that we have work left to do. Why wait for the storm instead of getting ready for it? The skies are already cloudy. We need heavy training across the board. Yeah, we received an email, and a link is really helpful. I took it up on myself to walk around campus to multiple departments, and they do have this at their places. But this becomes useless under pressure. And when SDNCs and staff members do not know what door to shut, or what is the best room to provide safety to our students. As institution, we are great. We are doing fantastic. And I think we have work left to do. We just need a standard training.
That is your 3 minutes.
Where we all follow the same protocol. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next up, Gabriel Rosa.
Hi, you guys. Again, just here speaking on the same issues in the dance department. I will say that over the spring break, a few of us dancers got the chance to go to the ACDA over in UNLV, and that's all because of Kristen Daly. And so in my investigation against Cassandra Hillman, it was found that she held me back from certain opportunities, and ACDA was one of them. So I went to ACDA in 2022. And then finally, after 4 years, I was able to return thanks to Kristen Daly. But it took 4 years. And in those 4 years, I was a student. I was on the dean's high honor roll. I did everything I could possibly do to, prove to this woman that I was worthy of going on to something that really is just a sign-up basis, like anybody can go to. But when someone like that holds power over students, voices like mine, they go unheard. And I thank Kristen for taking us, because you don't know what happens to yourself and your body. And I wish I could have those moments back. It's teachers like Kristen and Tanya Knippelmeyer and Carrie Stillman and Tamara Gross that keep dancers like inspired to dance. May 9th and 8th, well, 8th and 9th, we have a show called Make It Count, where 50 of our, you'll see 50 JC students trying to pursue their degree in dance. And I don't want anything to stop that. And I want that to keep on going and keep on growing. And that's why I keep coming to these meetings. And hopefully my sacrifices, have purpose and stuff, opportunities that I couldn't get back. But I hope that just doesn't happen forward, because a dance program without Cassandra Hillman has been what it was intended to do. And I believe what other people here love about our campus, and we just want to keep that going. And I'm super thankful she hasn't returned. I think that speaks a lot to her character and her embarrassment. And I don't know all the legal things, but we just want to keep it that way. And so does the faculty. And thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Janelle Tazar-Pardo.
Hello, I'm here again. My name is Janelle Tazar-Pardo, and I'm here today to represent my daughter, Jordan Tazar-Pardo, and all the students that have come before her that were victimized by Cassandra Hillman, to continue to keep the need to dismiss her alive. Jordan had a mandatory rehearsal, so we didn't think she'd make it. It meant a lot to her. She drove all the way from SF, but I'm here to talk, even though it's my birthday. It's important to make sure that you are reminded that Jordan will not stop. I will not stop. Her family will not stop. Dancers will not stop talking about this until you terminate Hillman. It has been around 2 years since my daughter's allegations came back sustained by an outside agency that you hired. We have been patiently waiting, though filled with frustration. We believe in SRJC and hope you will do the right thing by finalizing her removal. We have appreciated the decision to put Hillman out on leave. Keeping her away from harming more SRJC students is the start. However, a paid leave is not enough. It is not sustainable financially and does not validate the vile acts that this SRJC CAT employee has bestowed on the multitude of students as well as her own colleagues. I am here to remind you that she broke FERPA. She went against Disability Act and did not keep any grade records to support her unjust grading methods. This is all sustained. We do not wish to sue, but a FERPA violation alone is enough to file, or a class action lawsuit from underage drinking, retaliation, racial comments, and defamation of character, to name just a few items your employee has done while under your watch. We all hope you see that she needs to go. We are watching, but are wondering how long students and staff must continue to dance and work in limbo here at SRJC. To place Tanya Knippelmeyer and Kristen Daly in lead of company has been a healing for many dancers. I've attended the last few shows without Hillman, and I've seen such a change, a community rebuilding, teachers supporting teachers, lighting and sound crews uplifted and left to be the masters of their craft. It was nice to see many past excluded dance instructors and past disheartened dancers returning. I hope you will come see the show on May 8th and 9th. It was a letdown after students publicly and proudly gave a verbal invitation to the last show, and not one of you attended. How long will you continue to drag this out? How long will you appear indecisive and unsupportive of your students and stellar CAD staff? When will you do the right thing? Let Hillman go. Take her off the schedule of classes. Apologize to your CAD teachers and faculty that have endured Hillman's wrath for years, and show your students that you believe and stand with them. Please make this the last board meeting we have to attend on this topic and give hope for the next semester of dancers. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Genevieve Michaluk.
Hello, I'm Genevieve Michelik, and I just wanted to come today and talk about how wonderful this semester has been. It's really been spectacular, and like Gabe said, our shows encompass 50 students going towards their dance degree, and I feel like because of our director, I took a totally different path before and stopped dance, and returning back, even with Jordan as a guest choreographer. That's the only dance that I'm a part of this semester. Is just so freeing and spectacular, and like being able to hear the other students come back from ACDA and talk about how much fun they had, and like thinking about to even just a year ago where Hillman was on leave being investigated and still went behind people's backs and invited people to go to ACDA, trying to cover up her tracks, hide her text messages, and then later being spotted representing the JC, even though she was not supposed to have any contact with students. But I'm just really hopeful for the future of our dance department and our company as a whole. It feels like we are mending and we're healing, and Kristen and Tanya with the lead for our department has been so, again, like spectacular. Like even her hearing earlier talking about working with excellence and embodying that, like we are coming into who we are as dancers, and people are getting inspired again and moving with what they can. And I know that there's a lot in process and probably a lot that none of you guys can talk about, and it's hard, you know, having us come in with repetition and repetition. And I know there's probably stuff you can't answer either, but like we are committed to this. And even if you can't say it, like I'm hoping that the solutions that we are looking for are coming, because I cannot imagine our dance department like with her back. Our dance department does so well. We really carry on like Santa Rosa in such a beautiful way. We encompass everyone. We are so intertwined and in love with each other, and like being with each other and being in a space and transforming that space to other people to see. That I can't imagine anything like dimming that again, and stopping students from wanting to be a part of that and pursue their dreams. So I really hope that y'all can come and make it count too. All of our dances are based on some type of numerology or numbers. And I'll be in 212. And I can't wait to see y'all there. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Next up, Mike Vonderpoorten.
Good afternoon. I'm here to talk briefly about academic rigor again, and to talk about the Doyle Scholarship. And in the previous meeting, people kind of laughed or took me to task for considering the Doyle Scholarship now to be a Starbucks stipend. And so I did the math a little bit. A basic cup of coffee, not one of the fancy drinks, the frou-frou drinks, a basic drink, a coffee, large one, plain, is $3.85 at Starbucks. Add on tax and you're at $4. $4. The Doyle Scholarship, the typical Doyle Scholarship right now is $1,200 a year. That's $100 a month. $4 a coffee, 30 days, $120. The Doyle Scholarship doesn't even buy you a basic Starbucks a day. And it certainly won't get you one of the fancy drinks that, you know, starts running $6 to $8. It also doesn't allow you to hit the button that says add 20% tip. So the Doyle Scholarship used to be something really big and really important, and it really used to honor people. We honor athletics and forensics and things like that. We aren't out honoring academics anymore. It used to be to get a Doyle Scholarship was a really big deal. The Exchange Bank and their advertising, go read their advertising in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. It's all about academics, leadership, and need. Need's always been a big part of it. Take a look at the Doyle in its earlier years. In today's terms, the Doyle Scholarship went up to $14,000. $14,000. And you consider about half of that was based upon academics and half of it was need. So imagine taking some of your students who've really worked hard at LC Allen in our neighborhood here and say, you're a top student, you've got a good GPA, we're going to give you $7,000 because of your GPA. And you're coming out of the lower income neighborhood, you haven't got a family with good resources, here's an extra $7,000, $14,000 for year one and $14,000 for year two. You don't have to take that second job. Get to school, get to work on your degree. We want you to get out of here with your 2-year degree and transfer in 2 years. That's what that $14,000 for. Used to be, in today's terms, a 3.25 GPA and at 9+ units. Today, it's all watered down. Today, we're offering more than $5,000 Doyle scholarships a year. Well, hold on a minute. If we have 15,000 students, and typically we have about 20% full-time enrollment. 15,000 times 20% is 3,000 students. We're taking that 5,000 and spreading it out to everybody. It's peanut butter spread. It's not important money. I'm going to invite you to take a look at Frank Doyle's crypt. He's buried in the Oddfellow Cemetery, in the fancy mausoleum there. And I think if you go in there, you will hear it rattling. Frank Doyle's going, what the heck is going on? We want to bring students and scholarship. We want to honor that hard work of academics. Let's bring back the Doyle Scholarship. We have the money. We just got to focus it on what it's supposed to be focused on. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Rafael Vasquez Guzman.
Good afternoon, everybody. His name is Miguel, and I brought him over because every day while I'm a faculty member at Santa Rosa Junior College in the Humanities Department, and every day when I walk around campus, this is my way of letting students know that things will be okay. This is my way of communicating that the mental health of our students is essential. I also, before I read my comments, I want to thank Hector Delgado, who is the administrator here, because he never gave up. When other people gave up on this location, Roseland, and said that these students basically didn't matter, he kept fighting, and now we have this beautiful building. So thank you, Hector. To the Board of Trustees and President of Santa Rosa Junior College, my name is Rafael Vasquez Guzman, and I have been the advisor of MECHA de SRJC for over 20 years. Today, I'm speaking on behalf of MECHA de SRJC as our students couldn't make it. It has come to our attention that Santa Rosa Junior College has decided to suspend the therapist training program for at least 1 year. This decision was made without meaningful input, if any, from the very students who are most affected. In the past, this program provided about 8 therapists who supported students on campus. Beginning in summer 2026, that number will drop to only 2 full-time therapists with the possibility of adding 1 or 2 later on. This is not a small adjustment. This is a drastic reduction in mental health support. SRJC serves approximately 22,000 students per semester and over 32,000 students annually. How is it possible that just a handful of therapists can meet the needs of a student population this large? We cannot allow the college to remove a program that has been essential to student well-being. For many students, campus mental health services are the only accessible option. Outside care is often too expensive, unavailable, or culturally inaccessible. We also want to highlight the disproportionate impact on Latinx students. Data from my recent survey shows that 30% of Latinx students report that a recent anti-immigrant sentiment that has covered the nation has severely affected their mental health. And another 50% shows that they have been somewhat affected. As a Hispanic serving institution, SRJC has a responsibility to support the communities it serves. Reducing access to mental health care directly harms students who already face systemic barriers. This is not just about numbers. This is about real students, real stress, and real consequences. As MECHA de SRJC, we are calling on the administration to continue the therapist training program, prioritize student mental health, be transparent about these decisions, and include students in the decision-making process. We also ask, what is the plan? If 8 psychological associate positions are eliminated and only 2 to 4 therapists remain, how will the college meet student demand?
That is your 3 minutes, if you could wrap up real quick.
Thank you. Our concerns are not isolated to MECHA. We have 239 signatures from students and community members that will be made available to you over the next couple of hours. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next up, Robert Ethington.
Robert Ethington, Dean of Students. President Shaban, board members, Dr. Garcia, college community. This past December, I gave a presentation to the board on basic needs. I included our mental health program as a part of that. I mentioned then that our program had just undergone an assessment from outside consultants, and we were awaiting the final report and recommendations. I thought it was a good idea to come back and kind of give you a progress update. As a reminder, one of the driving factors for bringing in consultants to help us was the ongoing feedback we had been receiving that our services should be strengthened to better meet the needs of students, particularly for students with complex concerns and for students seeking mental health support in Spanish. Additionally, since the pandemic, we've seen an increase in mental health related BCare reports and an increase in the acuity of cases. Recognizing that mental health challenges can significantly impact student success and well-being, we embarked on an intentional plan to overhaul the program so that services provided better aligned with student needs. And we approached this work with thoughtful planning and care. The first recommendation we addressed was the conversion of our manager of student psychological services to a director of mental health, which you approved at a previous meeting, and now that's in recruitment. Another major recommendation was to place our therapist trainee program on hiatus for at least 1 year until the new director of mental health got here so that they could determine the course of that program. If the trainee program is reintroduced in the future, it was advised that the program maintain a stronger balance of licensed to unlicensed clinicians, specifically an 80-20 ratio, with 80% licensed therapists providing traditional individual therapy. A related recommendation was to hire an additional full-time therapist, and we hope that that position starts fall 2026. We are confident that between the 3 licensed therapists, the new director of mental health will have 4 licensed professionals that will be able to meet the individual therapy needs of our students. We also plan to have part-time licensed therapists available as needed to cover peak times and special circumstances. That means until we get to reevaluate the trainee program, that we will have all licensed therapists meeting with our students, the highest quality of care we can provide them. And as a part of that plan, we're going to connect more students to community resources for continuity of care. To further strengthen our mental health services, we are adopting a stepped model of care. This is a really important part of it. And that's been recommended by our consultants and used by colleges and universities across the country. So this model is a system of delivering mental health services that prioritizes the least intensive evidence-based intervention first, prior to stepping up to more intensive therapy interventions. We are aware that substantial changes like this can bring concerns that are understandable, and wanted to make sure you and the larger community had the more detailed information about what has been recommended, what we are working on, and what we hope to implement and transition to in fall 2026. Ultimately, these efforts are grounded in a thoughtful set of recommendations and are designed to strengthen and expand support for our students. Thank you.
Thank you. That brings it into the comment cards I have in person. Does anyone else in the room wish to provide public comments on non-agenda items? Seeing none, is there anyone online wishing to make public comment? Seeing and hearing none, we will close the public comment, and we are moving on to item B6, monthly updates, starting with the college president report from Dr. Garcia.
Buenas tardes. Good evening, everyone. I want to echo what our student Ben Alcantar and our faculty member Rafael shared, which was an acknowledgement of this space and certainly how you opened the meeting. Being here present on this site and seeing what continues to become Dreaming Out Loud for the Roseland community and for this part of our service area is incredibly ¿cómo se dice? Heartening that we're connecting. I want to take a moment because I know they're all in the hallway over there, but I want to give a recognition to our Roseland staff and faculty who are here every day and who have been here amidst all the transitions. Thank you. Muchas gracias por su trabajo, por su apoyo. Want to add my gratitude to our facilities and media services teams for making it possible for us to have the board meeting here. I know that it is not easy to transport this entire operation, so I would like to express my gratitude to you all as well. Yes, they do deserve a round of applause.
I always like to begin with congratulating our employee of the month and Nikki Soto's story from being a student here at SRJC to coming back to work at the Public Safety Training Center is testament to the impact that SRJC has in our community. This is also Classified Professionals Recognition Week, which the board previously had made that this is the week that we acknowledge our classified professionals. And so I want to take a moment to encourage everyone to thank a colleague, acknowledge a classified professional, share with them what it means to have them as a coworker, what it means to have them in our community, maybe something that you've admired in their work from afar. Take a moment to do that. And so I want to publicly acknowledge and thank Linda J. and Sandy Sagala for their leadership in governance and union roles. Those are tough roles to hold, and they do it with conviction and passion and a lot of humor. So I'm grateful to the two colleagues for their, I know they have a whole team of folks that support them, but, and they will say that. And I still want to acknowledge and thank you for your leadership and work. You are honest and constructive partners in what we're trying to accomplish. Well, yeah, okay. So in this next part of my comments, I want to share a few updates. So following the last March board meeting, the district entered a period of reorganization in which we are now in throughout the next year, with the intention of coming back to this board on May 11th, 2027 with the final product of our collective work. I sent the district-wide communication yesterday outlining the process, timeline, opportunities for engagement, and a website dedicated to providing communications as a landing page. There will still be communications throughout the process. The goal of this reorganization is to create a streamlined, student-centered organizational structure that reflects the current and future student enrollment and fiscal conditions and protects access, completion, and core instructional capacity to achieve long-term financial sustainability. That's a lot of words. What does that mean? That means that we are going to together dream out loud and design the college that students need, that our community needs, in a way that we can sustain financially for generations to come. So embedded in this reorganization is a commitment to care for our mission, for colleagues and students, while answering really critical questions about resource allocation and programs and services and how we serve the community. I know that the process can be unsettling and is causing uncertainty and anxiety to what the outcome will include, but please know that the intent, and I like to personalize it and own it, please know that my intent is to provide the leadership, the process, and space for engagement with care and concern. I want to hear all of it. I want to hear all of it. Employees have been invited to 2 town halls scheduled later this month with both in-person and Zoom options. And you can refer to the district email or on the president's webpage for details on that. There also is an online form that is it's available, so that if you want to start letting me know what you think, you can start right now from your mobile device. So very much inviting and welcoming that, that feedback. Another big element that we are working through is our banner implementation. And we certainly have heard from colleagues about the impact that that has had. It's not easy to move from a homegrown student information system to a new platform. That said, it has been challenging. It is challenging. We are in the midst of addressing priority registration and as of recently, in these last few months, both Vice President Molly Senecal and Vice President Robert Holcomb have engaged more deeply to ensure that from academic affairs and student services, we're getting more timely feedback loop. But I cannot deny that testing out a new piece of technology is making a lot of people crazy. So I want to acknowledge that, and rightly so. And I know that there's a lot of hours going into this work, from IT to the front staff at the Welcome Center and admissions and records and faculty and administrative assistants. And all I want to ask is that you please just stay the course with it, because with each identified kink or problem, we're identifying the solution to then focus on the next one. So please keep sharing that. An update to share, and this one is I know I've been sharing it a couple times, but we have been holding roundtables throughout Sonoma County with the Board of Trustees and the Foundation Board. It has really been a wonderful lesson in what it means as SRJC going into the community and asking for how we can be better partners and better serve the needs, and they are letting us know. And many of you have sat at those roundtables and know that we come with a lot of notes. Part of the themes that have come up from this will be shared not only with the board, but as part of our reorganization process. So that's something that will be made available as we continue our work. And I'm shifting to a couple of just great announcements or experiences that I want to share. The Second Chance Art Show was today in Bertolini, and that was inspiring and reminds me, and hopefully those that attended, that being an open access institution for this county provides opportunities that are not often available for currently or formerly justice impacted students. The students that were showing their art, that were at their advocacy table, are students that represent the very best of when you give folks a second chance and they're willing to take it what is possible. And so I'm incredibly, I feel honored to have been a part of that, from drawings and paintings and poetry, handwritten letters. There was one that was like an interactive art that you could actually like write your name on something. So it was incredibly thoughtful, and my congratulations to that program, the students, the faculty, and the staff that support them. Thank you so much. And continuing with the congratulations, I want to congratulate Josh Hamsey and the SRJC forensic team for now being the community college national champions for the second year in a row in the Wheeler division. We are definitely known for the talent, the brilliance, the sharp wit and writing that students have. And we also have, for the second year in a row, the top speech and performance speaker in the country. And so congratulations to Annabelle Thatcher for holding that role for SRJC this year. This particular work, we have heard about it. I want to invite you all, because on Friday, May 8th, I know that we just received information about a dance program, but on that day is the SRJC tournament that's open to all students. I had the opportunity to serve as a judge in the most recent one, and man, our students brilliant. So if you have time, I would encourage anyone who is able to do so to please sign up to be a judge. You will not be disappointed. And in closing, I want to just wrap up by saying, you know, we are 5 weeks to the end of this academic year. So that's it, right? I know I didn't mean to give you a panic attack there, right? We're 5 weeks. So for students, right, this is it. Stay the course. Get the work done, check in with your faculty, stay committed, especially because if you have submitted and done everything, we look forward to seeing you at commencement to celebrate you. So as students, échale ganas, right? Stay with it. To faculty and staff, also stay the course. Students are counting on us to be there with them. There are so many events. I cannot even provide a level of publication. So please see our events page, because we are not shy about celebrating students at SRJC. So with that, I'm grateful to have this space and to be here in community with you all. That concludes my remarks.
Thank you. For the bond update, we had a written update due to illnesses. We won't have a presentation, but I will just check with the board to see if anyone has any questions on the bond update. Seeing none, we'll go to the student trustee report. Student trustee Clark.
Good afternoon, Board President Shaban, board members, President Garcia, and our college community. Thank you for the opportunity to update you all. I want to start with something I'm very proud of. This month, SJ passed a major set, or last month, SJ passed a major set of revisions to our election code, something that hasn't been updated since 2018. A few of us and I have put a lot of time into this because we recognized that if we want stronger student leadership, we have to start with how we bring students in. For me, this work is really focusing on accessibility, making sure students not only have a seat at the table, but that they understand how to get there in the first place. This is a big step towards building a more sustainably sound and inclusive student government. We have also had the chance to visit students and representatives outside our campus throughout the past month. For a student advocacy conference, 3 other officers and I and our lovely advisor, Karina, traveled to Washington, D.C., where we gathered leaders and community colleges across the nation at ASCC. Meeting with congressional staff directly had the biggest impact, even though we attended courses on subjects like public speaking, leadership imposter syndrome, and non-credit student needs. We discussed our experiences as students, including the need for increased Pell Grant funding, housing instability, more support for Dreamers, and worries about ICE activities. These were incredibly intimate stories from our own lives, and I believe that's what gave them such significance. We're currently working on our one-pagers to send directly to them to further our advocacy. Simultaneously, we were represented by student leaders at the SSCCC General Assembly in San Francisco, where they took part in statewide discussions and cast votes on resolutions that will influence community colleges throughout our entire state. Our students are showing up and ensuring that their opinions are heard, whether it be locally, statewide, or nationally. Bringing it back to Ben's comment, as we sit here in our beautiful new Roseland building, I want to touch on the recent law enforcement activity on campus. While we do have protocols in place, this situation reminded us how much our students need active support and caution. The lack of notice caused an understandable chilling effect that frightened many, especially given the current and broader political activities. It is vital that we remain extra vigilant and supportive, ensuring our staff is ready to offer real-time reassurance so every student feels truly safe and secure here. Since my report in November regarding the American College Health Association visit, I am encouraged to see the district taking direct action on the feedback we shared about our mental health services. We are moving with a model that prioritizes licensed clinicians, which is a huge win for students who have felt that our previous resources didn't quite meet the complexity that they're going through. Most importantly, the focus on expanding Spanish-speaking support and a stepped model of care directly addresses the barriers to access that we discussed in our student groups. Because realistically, when students reach out for help, it's often at their most vulnerable moments, and they deserve support that meets them there with professionalism, care, and cultural understanding. As a student who was in discussion with these groups, I would reiterate that the students' voices are most crucial and should be consulted throughout the process. As we work toward major improvements across our district, from overhauling our mental health services to refining campus safety protocols, I've been reflecting on the responsibility of this role as we move into election season. Transitioning from a student leader to a student trustee has taught me that informed advocacy is what turns these boardroom decisions into real-world student success. Whether we are discussing the staffing ratios of licensed therapists or the impact of law enforcement, or our work here is about ensuring that every student's lived experience is at the heart of our district's evolution. When I first ran for the seat, I had to choose between following a preset path or starting my own. Seeing these changes take shape shows me that our unique student voices are exactly what drive this institution forward. As we push through the final stretch of the semester, I want to encourage my fellow student leaders and our administration to keep that momentum high. It isn't always easy to balance our personal lives with this level of responsibility, I would know, but the quiet concerns we hear in the student lounges are what deserve our loudest advocacy. Before I close, I wanted to voice a few concerns I've heard from a student representative on the Gen AI task force who shared concerns about the group's direction and transparency, saying the process feels less like a collaborative inquiry and more like a rubber stamp for a predetermined outcome. They highlighted a lack of evidence-based discussion around the inevitability of AI, noting that critical concerns such as environmental impact, data privacy, and neurological effects have largely been dismissed or treated without academic rigor, and reported a lack of balanced representation among different schools of thought, urging the district to move beyond assumptions and ensure future recommendations are grounded in thorough research and genuine good faith engagement with student concerns. Thank you for paying attention and taking these viewpoints into account as part of the ongoing discussion.
Thank you. That takes us to board member comments. Any members of the board with an update? We'll start with Trustee Bricker.
Yeah, just really quickly, last week, Dr. Garcia and I had an opportunity to meet with Supervisor James Gore, and I just really wanted to take a moment and appreciate him, one, for taking the time, for his longstanding work in support of Sonoma County, and his continued offers of support for SRJC.
Thank you. Trustee Battenfeld.
Yeah, thanks. Trustee Fishman and I attended the groundbreaking for the pedestrian bridge, and that was really exciting. It's a city project, but there were a lot of shout outs to the JC and to the collaboration we've had with the city to support that, make that work. Don't get too excited. It's still not scheduled to open until fall of 2027. So don't expect the bridge soon, but it's coming. That's the idea. And then this month, since I serve on a couple of different state boards this month, I have been and will be attending meetings at the state level. So if people have feedback on ways I can advocate for the JC. One of the things we're working on is, determining key legislative priorities to do lobbying, both at the federal level where we can, and mostly at the state level. And also, it's really nice to work with trustees from around the state who are facing similar challenges and looking at best practices. For example, one of the things we have been talking about is immigration. Some of the things that are happening here, obviously happening in other campuses. And so that's really helpful. And also, especially the other big issue besides student safety and immigration is around basic needs. So I'm just working on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee, we'll go Trustee Fishman and then Trustee Bailey.
Hi. Last Friday, I had the pleasure of attending the Student Committee on Public Transportation's conference in Petaluma. That was pretty awesome. It was organized by students. The agenda was by students. The data produced was by students. And it was a conversation that was really important because all the players were in the room, just not students, city council people from Petaluma, the mayor of Petaluma, Sonoma County Transportation, Smart Train, and I'm sure I'm leaving someone out, and other people that are very interested in solving some of the transportation issues that students face. The obvious huge one that we talk about a lot is the last mile from the Smart Train, which was discussed with solutions of proposed solutions. There were proposed solutions of having an express bus operate from Sonoma to Petaluma around at the Santa Rosa campus. It was visionary. And I really appreciated being a part of that and being able to listen. It is a work in progress. I can't say that there's any wonderful solution that came forward that has been funded. So, but I just want to compliment the students and the community and everyone for showing up. While it was in Petaluma, it dealt with the different discussion groups were broken out per campus. So there was a Roseland discussion group, a Santa Rosa discussion group, even a public safety discussion group. So it looked at the whole picture. So anyway, it was a special afternoon.
Thank you. Trustee Bailey.
Yes, thank you. I had the pleasure, and should I say the tremendous honor of attending this past Friday, the Classified Professionals Dinner, in which it brought joy to my heart. Again, Linda J., I apologize for the many calls, but I want to thank you for taking all my calls because it was so important for me to not only be in attendance, but to acknowledge and recognize the work, the ongoing work of the staff and the people of our district. Again, it was a wonderful evening. It was filled with joy, excitement. And again, I just wanted to say that it was not only indeed an honor, but it makes me extremely proud and grateful to continue to represent the district. In addition, I'd like to acknowledge Director Hector Delgado, again, in the leadership and representation of, and support, I should say, of the vision of making sure or to ensure that our Roseland building, our district is in good hands. So I just want to also publicly acknowledge you for your representation and your leadership and support of the vision of the building as it takes us all. And I just personally want to say thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Martinez.
Good afternoon. Apologies for being late, but actually some of what Trustee Battenfield is the reason why I was late. It's Immigrants Day, Day of Action in Sacramento. So my job, I work with day laborers and domestic workers, and we were out there in a conference, and tomorrow's Day of Action on legislative work that's being proposed, including to support our undocumented students. And a lot of it is coming from the UC system because they're getting removed, including DACA, from jobs. So there's definitely a lot of work happening. I think they're entering the most bills and proposed money to support California students, young people, actually everybody. But this is just the first year. I think they said like 40 something bills that they're going to be trying to push forward this time around. But and I wanted to share that is a lot of work. There's been just zillion meetings, and I've missed like half of those because they're doing food for all, health for all, undocumented on higher education, and also early learning for parents of undocumented, for parents of that are undocumented of U.S. citizen children. So there's a lot of work happening. But I wanted to say a few things. One, Sean Farm Ag Ambassadors, big shout out to them. I go incognito in a lot of things. I don't say who I am, what I do, or anything. And my son knows how to keep his mouth shut. But we went on a field trip to Sean Farm. The Ag Ambassadors were so awesome. And I believe 2 of them are going to UC Davis next fall. And they're from Lake County and Sonoma County. Awesome. One of them had to jet back to the main campus because she had an exam. So she did her duty and then went to do an exam. But big shout out to them, to Connor, to the folks at Sean Farm. They're like the kids to handle 6th graders, like a lot of them. That's a lot of work. And they just had them moving and doing. So it was really amazing to see that. So big shout out to them. I had the opportunity also to come by for the Expanding Your Horizons on the site. They alternate from campus between here and Sonoma State. Last year I was with them as a master of ceremonies. I was just giving out stuff. And this year I was fortunate to be able to support in other ways. And I can tell you that all of these young women were extremely fascinating by our Lindley STEM building. Even the adults, they were kind of in awe of everything that we're able to offer the young women. So, and also the staff that works in Expanding Your Horizons were just fascinated. They loved it because it was raining. It was indoors, the tabling, and they loved that because it actually allowed them to interact more and kind of work with each other throughout the day. So I enjoyed that. And I had biology students next to me doing strawberry DNA extraction. And if you don't know how to do that, you should learn. It is the funnest thing. I've done it with a banana and kiwi. It's so much fun, so much fun. But they were also amazing. And guess where they're going? UC Davis in the fall. So UC Davis has us. I don't know why. But it was also amazing to see them because they knew doing the work that they wanted to do, and also how important it was to engage with community and to have student tabling, not just organizations, outside organizations tabling, was also pretty awesome to see. And then on recently, the JC's Mecha chapter and Sonoma State's Mecha chapter actually had a leadership event at Sonoma State, and I was lucky enough to be invited to talk to them about May Day 2006. I'm aging myself, but it's okay. But the young people were really engaged and interested as May Day is coming up. There's so much work that they see needs to happen. But the main host of the event is Lalit Singh, who's also an alumni of the JC. So she gave us a shout out. Again, what we do here carries out, and I love it. And then the other couple of things, one, Beatriz Camargo came to the Elsie Allen Foundation meeting, and it was huge because she's an alumni of Elsie, she's an alumni of here, and she is an administrator with us. And she was very excited to be able to sit at the table. I was also very excited because when I sit at that table, I don't really sit as representing the JC. I sit as an alumni of Elsie Allen to see somebody from the JC be at that table again. It just makes my heart just completely full because we know the work that they've been doing and the work that still needs to be done. But that relationship between the JC and LC will be just wonderful. And then the last thing I do want to acknowledge as well, Hector Delgado. I when I kept did my speech, I'm thinking comunidad. In my head, you're part of that comunidad. So didn't say anything, but I was like, when we talk about somebody, no quitar el dedo del renglón, that was definitely you. You and I started here in financial aid a long time ago too. Let's not say how long. And so to see this, not just you moving around and, elevating, but also elevating this space and elevating our community has been such a wonderful thing to see. And for some of us, or myself specifically, making the big oops of not mentioning your name is definitely did keep me up at night. I'm not gonna lie, because you did work. You did a lot of work, and it wasn't just you. It was your family. Seeing you doing the work that needed to be done, and as a community also seeing the work that needed to be done, and you kept that dedo en el renglón. You never let and allowed for this place to ever close, and I'm really, really excited for that. I am excited for this space. I'm honored to be able to sit on this board, and being able to make these things a reality for our community, and not just like Latino community, but all of our community in this county, because we needed it and we deserved it. So gracias por nunca quitar ese dedo del renglón. And that was it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Seeing no more board member comments, I will just recognize our classified staff on behalf of the Board of Trustees too, and thank them for everything they do all year round for our students and our college community. So thank you very much. That'll take us to item B7, reports, starting with the Academic Senate report. Do we see President Stover? No. All right. Well, I think I see a classified Senate President, Linda J. back there. Welcome up.
Oh, it's weird. It's a different angle here. Good evening, President Shaban, Board of Trustees, Dr. Garcia, and college community. Thank you for the opportunity to speak on behalf of the Classified Senate and how exciting it is to be at this beautiful Roseland campus. I'd like to start with congratulations to Nikki Soto on Employee of the Month for April. It's easy to see why student support is at the core of everything she does, especially after hearing the story about her family and the full circle. That's truly amazing. Congratulations, Nikki, very much well deserved. We had a very successful recognition awards dinner and silent auction last Friday with approximately 150 guests in attendance celebrating our community. I believe this is the largest turnout our annual dinner has seen, so it was very exciting. And I believe this is the largest turnout that we've had since I've been organizing the function. So that was a great success as well. The auction is always a favorite, and the evening was full of fun, including cornhole and karaoke at the end of the evening. Both welcome additions to the event. It was wonderful to see our guests enjoying themselves throughout the evening. I'd like to take this time to announce our winners here, as the evening goes by so quickly and they do deserve full recognition. Our unsung hero, Georgia Pettigrift, amid AA3 Public Safety. For the Caring Campus Initiative, Carrie Katona, Social Worker, Basic Needs Liaison, Student Services. Outstanding Supervisor of Classified Staff, Beatriz Camargo, Director, Student Outreach, Onboarding and ISP from Student Outreach. Outstanding Faculty Member, Tony Carancho, Law Enforcement, Training Unit, Public Safety. The new Sankofa Leadership Award was won by Deanna Johnson, AA1 for the Intercultural Center. Outstanding Classified Staff Member by the Academic Senate went to Melanie Kalagorgovich, Science Lab Coordinator in Chemistry, and Lisa Stagnoli, Science Lab Instructional Assistant in Chemistry. And the Above and Beyond Award by the management team went to Regina Mahiri, coordinator of the Black African American Student Support Center. Unfortunately, we do not yet have our Pat Tognazzi Student Scholarship Award winners to announce. Unfortunately, due to the Panner transfer, the scholarship selection has been delayed a bit. So we hope to release those names soon. Sorry. Our theme of Rooted in Service, Stronger Together was evident throughout the evening. Thank you to everyone who helped make it happen. A huge shout out goes to Schoen Farm, our custodial crew, and media services for all their support in bringing the night together. A special shout out to my events lead, Jenny Arden, events pillar lead Jenny Arden, for her coordination of the evening. And thank you to all of our guests who came out in the rain. to support our classified colleagues. And special thanks to you to trustees Fishman, Bailey, and Battenfeld for joining us that evening. This week, as mentioned, is Classified Professionals Appreciation Week. We celebrate the dedication, hard work, and commitment our colleagues show every day. Several treats are planned throughout the week to show our appreciation of our classified colleagues. And we encourage everyone to take a moment to let the classified staff you work with know how much they are valued. We have a new challenge for our community. The Happy Pause Challenge runs from April 13th through May 4th. We are encouraging everyone to get out and walk as much as they can. It's not a competition with each other, but simply a way for us to challenge ourselves to increase our weekly steps, and a great excuse to get outside and appreciate the beautiful work our grounds department has done across our campuses. We hope to see you out walking. And always thank you for your time and support, and have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have the Student Government Assembly Report with SGA President William Garcia.
Good afternoon, President Chaban, Superintendent Garcia, and members of the Board of Trustees. Sorry, I was running late. I would like to begin by thanking everyone present for being here today. My heart is full of mixed emotions as I stand here during this moment of transition. For my report, I want to begin by addressing a concern that has been brought forward by both students and faculty. There are strong concerns regarding the recent Roseland incident. The unexpected law enforcement presence created panic, confusion, and fear, especially because students could not identify which agency was present. This impacted class attendance and disrupted learning. Students are asking for clear communication and stronger protocols to ensure safety and transparency moving forward. I would also like to express concern about the decision to restructure mental health services for students. While I appreciate the data-driven approach and the transparency shared with SGA, I believe there might still be a gap between reported usage and the actual needs for our students' population. From my experience, many students are either unaware of available resources or hesitant to access them. This highlights the need for stronger communication, better engagement, and more student involvement in decisions that directly impact our community. At the same time, I also want to acknowledge that this is a shared responsibility. While space have been created for students' input, participation has been low. For us to better advocate for students, we also need students to stay informed, show up, and engage with their representatives. There are also mixed opinions among students and staff regarding the use of AI. While it offers benefits as a learning tool, it also raises concern about academic integrity and fairness. We cannot avoid this technology, so the focus should be on responsible and ethical use, along with clear guidelines and communication. SGA elections are right around the corner. Last year, we had record participation, and I hope to see even greater engagement this year, thanks to our outreach efforts. I wish all candidates the best of luck. With the upcoming district reorganization, I encourage students to attend SGA meetings and share their ideas and concerns. Your voice is important in shaping our community. I would also like to recognize Ben Alcantar for representing us as a delegate as the SSCCC event in San Francisco. His professionalism, effort, and dedication allowed our institution to stand out. I truly appreciate and acknowledge his commitment to serve our students. Thank you to everyone who attended the inauguration of the new Welcome Center at Roseland and for hosting this board meeting here. It is meaningful to see this campus recognized, and I feel proud of the efforts to unite our community. As I come to the end of my term, I can say with confidence that the learning and experience I have gained have been truly life-changing. My foundation as a leader began in Guatemala while I had the opportunity to work alongside the Nobel Peace Prize Rigoberta Menchú through PCM Guatemala. That experience showed me the importance of leadership and service. And from that moment on, I knew I wanted to help others. Santa Rosa Junior College gave me something equally powerful. It gave me a family and a voice in a new language. For that, I will always be grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have the All Faculty Association report with Sarah Wiley. Oh, there you are. Please come forward.
There's a door in between her and us.
Exactly. In case of an emergency, and I'm definitely that if there ever was one. Good evening, President Shaban, members of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Garcia, and college community. Thank you for the opportunity to provide this report on behalf of the All Faculty Association. I want to begin by emphasizing that our current work with the district's negotiating team, comes from a place of commitment to long-term institutional stability, fiscal sustainability, and a respectful collaborative relationship between faculty and administration. We have a large number of ongoing items that we're working on, but I want to highlight some today that I know are of wide interest to our college community. First, we are actively engaging in ongoing discussions regarding the rising cost of health insurance benefits. This is a critical issue for our faculty as this affects compensation overall and our ability as an institution to attract and retain high quality faculty colleagues. This is an area where continued collaboration will be essential. We've been meeting with our SEIU colleagues as well, who are working on the same issue. We've been made aware that there'll be another 8% cost hike for our current insurance plans for next year. So we are hoping the district will be able to offer some additional ideas as to how to contain these costs, as such increases to benefit costs are untenable for our members to absorb year after year. Second, we're continuing our work on compensation. Faculty compensation remains central to recruitment, retention, and morale. We're approaching these conversations with an understanding of the district's fiscal constraints, while also emphasizing the crucial role that our Rank 10 salary formula provides in honoring the professional expertise and contributions of our faculty. We're hopeful that ongoing dialogue will lead to agreements that support both faculty and the long-term health of the institution. Again, AFA is taking this matter very seriously, and it's our hope that the district meets us in the gravity of this moment and takes transparent steps towards correcting our financial situation for the long-term viability of our institution and the educational flourishing of our county's residents. AFA asks that the district be forthcoming with the details of expected cost savings for each proposed plan impacting our budget. We appreciate Dr. Garcia for sharing opportunities with input with us at our monthly meeting. And for discussing these things across the table openly with us. Third, we're addressing concerns at the intersection of faculty and law enforcement presence at the Roseland site. Faculty have expressed concerns about the clarity of their own roles, student safety, administrative roles in helping to protect our vulnerable students who attend classes at this site. That is my alarm going off. You'd think I'd have learned last month, but I did not. So the same 5:30 alarm is going off. I apologize for that. Again, faculty have expressed concerns about the clarity of their roles and administrative roles in helping to protect our vulnerable students who attend classes at this site. And we're working with the district to ensure that safety measures are effective and demonstrative of the values of our college. AFA is advocating for a working environment and thus a learning environment where all students and faculty feel safe, respected, and supported. Fourth, we're engaging in important conversations about faculty workload in relation to the banner transition. As new systems are implemented, faculty are navigating additional responsibilities, learning curves, and increased time demands. We're working with our faculty to try to better understand these impacts and the district to ensure that workload expectations remain reasonable and clearly defined during this transition period. We're addressing issues as they crop up and will continue to bring these for proper management and resolution. Finally, we're discussing on-campus presence requirements for faculty. This issue touches on pedagogy, student access, and faculty autonomy. We're committed to finding a nuanced approach that supports student needs while recognizing faculty professionalism and the diverse ways faculty effectively deliver high-quality instruction and engagement with students. In closing, I want to reiterate that the conversations, sometimes difficult conversations that we're having, demand a shared commitment to complex problem solving, a spirit of partnership, and respect for the professional contributions of all. AFA is coming to the negotiations table and working on behalf of our members with integrity and in good faith. We do large amounts of homework to be well prepared and to offer creative suggestions and solutions to problems. It's always important that we be the best students at the table. While these issues are complex, we appreciate the district's engagement and look forward to continued progress through collaborative dialogue. Our goal is to reach agreements that acknowledge the essential transformative work our faculty do while ensuring them a fiscally stable infrastructure in which to do it. Thank you for your time and your support of the faculty and students we serve.
Thank you. And next up, we have Sandy Segala with the SEIU report.
Is it time to go home yet? Good afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Garcia, for your supportive compliments earlier today in your report. Good afternoon, President Siobhan, Board of Trustees, Dr. Garcia, students, colleagues, and campus community. Thank you for a few moments of your time today. SEIU would also like to congratulate classified professional Nicole Soto, our AA3 from the Department of Public Safety and Training Center. This recognition is so well deserved, so we want to congratulate Nikki. SEIU's contract update, SEIU and the district have successfully reached a tentative agreement, a TA, as of April 2nd for the 25-26 union contract. After a delayed 6 months on our contract, SEIU was able to finalize the TA with the district's lead negotiator, interim VP of HR, and her team, who worked collaboratively with SEIU and was finalized in approximately 3 weeks. The willingness to engage with SEIU and consider our proposals is sincerely appreciated. The classified professional unit meeting was held April 1st, early this month, and it was held on both Zoom and in person. We had approximately 200 participants are classified who came, and whether they Zoomed in or came in person. And in our attendance, we had invited Dr. Garcia and Vice President Kate Jolly to join us to address some major concerns that classified staff had been listening and hearing about. This was a very productive, well-managed session. It was completed in 1 hour. And a number of questions were addressed with several chat questions to be responded to. And those will be dispersed through our unit soon. We just received those a few days ago. So SEIU would definitely like to thank Dr. Garcia and VP Kate Jolly for allowing time to meet with our unit. We have also clarified with our members that this delayed is for the 25-26 contract, and SEIU is advocating for a yes vote during the ratification process. The contract presentations are scheduled for April 8th, which we had one last week, and tomorrow, the 15th, we hold 3 sessions, each one starting at 7:30 in the morning. And thank you to Hank from Facility Ops. He's allowed us to come out there at 7:30 in the morning to do our presentation, and this time we'll also be doing a vote at each station. We have one at 12 o'clock again, and then one at 3 o'clock in the library. Contract voting is scheduled from April 15th, opening at 8 a.m. through April 17th, closing at noon this week. We ask management supervisors to support participation by allowing our SEIU voting members, classified staff, to attend one of these 3-hour sessions, or excuse me, one of these 1-hour sessions, to be informed on the contract and updates and prepare them as they get ready to cast their vote. So I want to thank you again for your continued collaboration and support to the managers. After the ratification of this contract, our chapter will immediately begin to prepare for a very delayed officer election and include our revised SEIU bylaws, which had been approved a while ago as well. All of this is to happen immediately, getting ready for the 26-27 contract. So there's no time for us to rest. We just got to keep going. So looking ahead, the 26-27 contract negotiations are expected to be more complex and will require significant work from all parties. Key areas of focus will include the healthcare benefits and addressing the district's $10 million deficit, as well as understanding how these financial challenges may impact our classified professionals. SEIU continues to collaborate with AFA leadership to address the rising costs of our healthcare benefits. These increases are not unique to our district, but reflect broader trends affecting institutions across the region. Together with our AFA colleagues, we are actively exploring potential solutions and alternatives to help mitigate anticipated increases in health benefit costs for the coming year, as well as identifying other areas where cost efficiencies may be achieved. We remain committed to advocating for equitable, sustainable solutions that support our members while recognizing the financial realities ahead. Also, our federal grant funding, SEIU is working very closely with the district throughout the days on scheduled layoffs of classified professional positions who are funded through the federal grants. Positions terminate end of this fiscal year and again late September, and there are other grants that will expire within the next 2 years and may also be affected by layoff. We don't know at this point yet. And finally, we do have our 6 job certs to continue to carry increased caseloads related to workplace conditions and situations and issues of multiple issues in departments. And our stewards work closely with the classified professionals and management to address concerns and strive to reach fair resolutions in each case. And unfortunately, with the time we're going through at the district, it's like it's double, tripled the amount of cases that we're working on. There is so much more to share. I wish I had more time to share with you, but I've reached my time limit, so I want to thank you. And this concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that takes us to the information agenda items. That's starting with C1 items. C1 through C7 are information only with no associated presentation. But I would ask the board if there's any of those items they wish to ask a question about or discuss, or any member of the public with public comment on any of those items. I will say, appreciate staff coming back with this parenting students information about our students who are, also raising a family and trying to balance that, and how are we supporting them. I think it's very helpful information, and I hope we just continue to think of best practices and everything there. Very important, and I just encourage everyone to read those items. A lot of helpful information. It takes us to item C8, which is distance education. We do have a presentation on that. Please come forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, President Siobhan, board members, Dr. Garcia, college community. I'm Lisa Beach. I'm the Director of Distance Education. This is my annual Distance Education Board update. Let's see if I can work this. All right. So this first slide is just a little bit of a description of what our team does. We basically support online teaching and learning at the college, but we also support any faculty who use any digital tools in their classes. I like to just remind folks that distance education is definitely tied to equity. There is a significant portion of students who could not pursue higher education if it were not for the availability of online courses. This slide shows us a nationwide IPEDS report that compares SRJC to comparable colleges in the nation and just shows that we are about equivalent in terms of our distance education enrollments, whether that is students taking exclusively distance education courses or those that are taking some. This next set of slides contain a lot of detailed enrollment data. I'm just going to highlight a few. You have all of them in your packet, as well as some detailed information that came from our IERP office. Each of these slides have numbers at the top, the red ones that indicate district levels, and then the blue boxes below that are distance education. So this first one shows enrollments, and it just shows that about 49% of our students are enrolled in distance education courses. As a quick definition, a distance education course is any course where a portion of the instructional content is happening in a distance education manner. And this second one shows that sections account for about 46% of all the sections that we offered this year were distance education. I do want to just point out that since the pandemic, you'll notice that that number decreases slightly every year, which means that the percentage of face-to-face sections at our college have increased slightly every year since the pandemic. These next two slides are about enrollments, but they're broken down by modality. This first one shows that 84% of all the distance education courses that we offer are fully online, so by far the lion's share. And this one breaks it down even further to show that for example, of those fully online courses, 60% are asynchronous, which means there's no live contact between instructor and student. These are fully asynchronous courses. So that is the greatest share of enrollments in distance education courses. Right, I'm going to skip these next two. And these next two are information about headcount. So these are basically unduplicated headcount starting here, sorry. And the first one here shows that about 70% of our students are taking some distance education courses. And this second one might be a little bit more surprising, as it shows that about 32% of our students are taking only distance education courses. Oh, this happened last time. No. Can I get some help? Did it go? Oh, it's going for you and not over there? Sorry. Oh, okay. I can't see that one, so you'll have to help me out what's happening over there. All right, so the next slide is artificial intelligence. So this comes up often in my world. So that first statistic comes from a nationwide survey last year that showed about 42% of all of our students report using AI weekly. The Chancellor's Office, and I do sit on the Chancellor's Office AI Council, is providing tools to all California community colleges in support of teaching and learning. All software these days basically is incorporating features of AI, including Canvas. SRJC is not enabling AI tools in Canvas at this point. There are legitimate concerns about ethics, academic integrity, environmental impacts. All of these are being discussed at our local AI task force, which started meeting last fall and is working and having conversations about the use of AI locally. The last one comes from my favorite AI author, Karen Howe, who wrote Empire of AI, a great read if you're interested. And she talks about the fact that sometimes it's easy to think about AI in the big picture, right? But if you're just trying to create a tool to get yourself from your home to your office, you're not going to think about creating a rocket ship, right? You're going to think about something like a bicycle, a very specific tool to get you from one place to another, and a very simple tool. There are lots of AI tools that solve a particular problem. And that's what our team focuses on, is what tools can we find and can we use to help us solve problems like translating very complex scientific charts in instructional material into text that a blind student can hear and have read to them. That would take somebody maybe 20 minutes to do and takes nanoseconds by AI. We on the next one, accessibility. Oh, good. All right. There's a few slides here about accessibility. It is a big focus right now because there are some new federal legislation that actually takes effect a week from Friday of this month of this year that switches the focus from being reactive, meaning when a student cannot access course materials. Sometimes in the past, we have assumed that our DRD department, for example, would find an accommodation for that student. We are now mandated to make sure that all of those course materials are accessible to every student out of the box without accommodation. Slide over now. Do the next one. We are looking in distance education. We are looking at what our what our status is, and we only look in Canvas. That is the course management system that the district supports, and there are more than 36,000 inaccessible PDF files in Canvas right now. So we have a big task ahead of us. We have a group across a lot of departments that is getting together to try to find solutions to this problem, but it is a big problem, and we will continue working on that. And you'll see some of the things that we're doing on the next slide. All right, and then the last slide is about the Peer Online Course Review, or POCR. POCR is a program where faculty can volunteer to have a course of theirs reviewed by a peer faculty member. And the review is based on a rubric that was created by faculty at the statewide level. If they go through that process, then in the California Virtual Campus, the cvc.edu course exchange, that course will be badged as quality reviewed. So we're running a pilot this fall. And SRJC intends to become a teaching college in spring of 2027. It's part of our strategic enrollment management plan. Once we are a teaching college in the CVC, it means that students from other colleges will be able to automatically enroll in our online courses without having to fill out a CCC apply application. And that's my presentation. Any questions?
All right, thank you. Looks like I have a couple. We'll start with Trustee Bricker and then go to Trustee Fishman.
Thank you. Thank you for the great presentation. I just wanted to appreciate and emphasize what you said at the beginning about distance education being an equity issue, representing the North County students that are up there. It's not always easy to get to one of our campuses, and this is a way that students can engage. So thank you for highlighting that. I also just had a question. I was really surprised when I was looking at the materials, and I'm glad you spoke to it, that 60% of the online programs are asynchronous. I just picture a room full of students on Zoom with a teacher on Zoom. When I think about our online education, can you say just a little bit more about what those asynchronous programs look like so I can understand?
Sure. So an asynchronous course means that All the course material is available online. Again, most of them are in Canvas, but not all. It allows faculty to post a variety of kinds of resources. They can post videos, they can post text, they can be interactive. The district funds a variety of educational tools that allow for more interactivity. But all of the interactions take place completely asynchronously. They are still mandated to have what is called regular and substantive interactions. And that just means that the instructor has to be very involved in the instruction, even though it's asynchronous. They need to be monitoring the course and the students and the progress that they're making, giving feedback, giving opportunities for conversation, all of those things. And we do find that asynchronous online courses are the most popular in terms of when students are voting with their enrollments.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Fishman.
Well, that was one of my questions too, so I'm down to one. I understand that, I forget the CVV that students will be able to take our courses.
Right.
Currently, our students can take other college courses, right?
Yeah.
And do you know how much flight there is and the kind of courses they're taking in other schools? Do you have a sense of that? What we're losing, what's bleeding out? Not what will come, but what's going out at this point?
I do actually. A few weeks ago, I looked at a report and it showed that at that point, it was about mid-March, students at SRJC had used the CVC to enroll in about 1,200 units in this just this semester. And I would say the largest percentage share was in math, but there were a lot of other kinds of courses that they were taking. So, and they do that for a variety of reasons. The class is full here, or we don't offer it in that modality, or, you know, for whatever reason. So when we become a teaching college, then students from other colleges will be able to take our courses as well.
And do you think that will even out? I mean,
you know, it's really hard to tell, but there are, of the 116 California community colleges, there are about 96 that are currently teaching colleges. So by not being a teaching college, I know we're missing out on that share.
Right.
So it's difficult to say what exactly those numbers will be, but one would hope.
Yeah, I'm concerned about the ones that are bleeding out that I wish we could keep. And, you know, looking at it in terms of our strategic enrollment and what, you know, from that angle. But thank you, Lisa.
Yes.
Thank you. Other trustees? Yes, Trustee Battenfeld.
Yeah, and you may not know this, but I was just looking at the 32% you said that are fully in distance education, but we don't know if those are full-time students or just a student taking one course, right? So it's kind of hard to say, or you do know.
Well, because we're 80% part-time students at SRJC, right? They're probably mostly part-time students, but that is a good question, and I'd be happy to ask IERP to run that report. I think they can do that, match those two demographics. So, but yes, I don't know off the top of my head.
It just seems like it would give me a better sense anyway of, you know, how significant it is that students are either needing to do this or choose it. And again, I think we don't know whether they're choosing to do this because they want to do it or whether it's their only option to access education for, like, you know, transportation or whatever.
I will say anecdotally, and maybe Student Services has more information about this, but anecdotally, what we hear is that students at our college, they are often working, they are caregivers, they are involved in a lot of different things. And so they fit one online class in the evenings when the kids have gone to bed, or when, you know, and the asynchronous part comes in because, you know, we have a lot of gig workers or workers that don't have set schedules. remember when my daughter worked at Starbucks, and one week it was Tuesdays and the next week it was Thursdays and Fridays. And so they don't know when they sign up for classes when they're going to be available. So it's safer for them to sign up for an online asynchronous class.
Thanks. Yeah, and thanks. This was a really good presentation. It's good to, yeah. And I also am looking forward to when we can be a CVC, and I think we will get students. And again, I think we have some programs that other colleges don't have.
Yes, I agree.
So
thank you.
Thank you. Any other trustees with questions? Seeing none, thank you very much. We'll go on to item C9, our climate action and sustainability update.
Yeah, I'd like to offer an introduction on this
Please.
one. So VP Kate Jolly would normally provide this, but as she's out sick, I am going to read, I'm going to introduce David in the remarks. So it is my great pleasure, really Kate's great pleasure, but all of ours, to introduce David Liebman, a recognized leader in sustainability across the California Community College system. Long before his formal role as a climate fellow, David was known statewide for his expertise, innovation, and unwavering commitment to advancing climate action. The Chancellor's Office actively recruited David for this role, engaging his leadership, time, and talent in service of advancing sustainability initiatives across the broader system. Over the past 2 years, his contributions have extended throughout the state, helping to shape strategies, partnerships, and progress across colleges throughout California. In his role as Energy and Sustainability Manager for the district, David has led transformative work, including the Emeritus HVAC and Roof Decarbonation Project, which recently earned statewide recognition with the Excellence in Energy and Sustainability Innovative Project Award. In his presentation this afternoon, David will share insights from his work in advancing sustainability across the system. It is especially fitting that we hear from him during Earth Month, as his work reflects both the urgency of this moment and the opportunity we have had to lead this work through his expertise. Over to you, David.
All right. Thank you all. Good afternoon, President Chabon, Dr. Garcia, Board of Trustees, SRJC community. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the opportunity to get dressed up. When you work in facilities operations, you learn very quickly you can't dress like this when you crawl into an attic space or climb onto a roof. So I appreciate the opportunity. My name is David Liebman. I'm the Energy and Sustainability Manager at SRJC. Happy Earth Month. I'm excited to share with you all the work I've completed these past 2 years as a Chancellor's Office Climate Fellow focused on facilities and operations. Today, I'm going to share some major accomplishments over the past 2 years and also talk a bit about some background where the Climate Fellows Program takes leaders in the field of climate action and sustainability from across the California Community College system to support system-wide efforts around climate action and sustainability. Here's a photo of the team. The main areas of focus are on workforce development, student engagement, curriculum integration, community engagement, and then my focus on facilities operations. Additionally, during my time, I managed 4 Climate Corps Fellows who are recent college graduates from 4-year universities to support our work system-wide. The Chancellor's Office views climate change and sustainability as a priority, not only because our students and colleges are experiencing firsthand the impacts of our changing climate, we know that more than most here at SRJC, but also that the future of California's workforce and opportunities will be based around low carbon and climate-related jobs. One of the first projects I was tasked with was updating the 2021 Board of Governors Climate Action and Sustainability Goals. These are the system-wide goals for the entire California Community College system. The goals were approved and updated in January 2025. These goals needed to align with existing state climate laws, various state departments' working plans. Additionally, the goals also needed to reflect the amazing work community colleges are already accomplishing. And yes, that last slide did say that one of our college has a tortoise habitat. That's 95 acres. Lastly, as part of this work, we also needed to acknowledge that the California Community College system has already for years been a leader when it comes to climate action and sustainability by providing high quality education at low cost, providing basic needs, and helping create reliable prosperity and generational wealth building within the communities they are placed. While updating the Board of Governors climate action and sustainability goals, myself and our team of Climate Corps fellows conducted a system-wide landscape analysis to understand the state of sustainability across the California Community College system. This involved interviews with staff at each district and college in various positions, from facilities to deans of workforce development to faculty to sustainability committee members. Some of the major finds include lack of internal sustainability staffing across the system, aging infrastructure, which impacts GHG emissions, energy, and water goals, as well as major rural disparities with limited electrical capacity and access to public transportation for our rural colleges. A third major project I worked on is around microgrid deployment at California community colleges for improving statewide adaptation and resiliency. Already, our colleges act as places of refuge when it comes to the impacts of our changing climate. And the geographical spread of California community college campuses and centers across the state further supports the entire state's adaptation and resiliency goals. With funding from the California Renewable Energy Lab and the National Laboratories of the Rockies, I supported 5 techno-economic studies at 5 different pilot colleges. And this work was to build upon the lessons learned here at SRJC with our California Energy Commission microgrid grant, as well as another grant at Las Positas Chabot College. More recently, that work was also used to leverage a recent state resource allocation request for $50 million to further support microgrid studies and construction of microgrids at California community colleges. Lastly, some additional accomplishments include work in the area of transportation and geothermal energy. Based on the system-wide landscape analysis, I found that a majority of our transportation programs across the California Community College system are funded through student transportation fees. However, due to current ed code, there is a cap on student transportation fees, which currently can't keep up with the escalating costs of local transit providers. This led to a recommendation to the Chancellor's Office legislative team for review on a share advocacy request for a potential ed code change. Additionally, I worked with the Chancellor's Office legislative advocacy team to support statewide subsidized transit passes for all California community college students, utilizing funds that were set aside in the reauthorization of cap and trade. Lastly, based on the work conducted locally by Sonoma Clean Power, I researched which community colleges are near known geothermal resource areas and could potentially utilize geothermal energy, both for on-campus energy production, but also for future workforce development programs supporting local economic development in those regions. In conclusion, I would not have been able to accomplish this work if it was not for the leadership and culture around sustainability at SRJC. And also a special thanks to the facilities operation team who supported me and my workload during these past 2 years. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Turn it to board members for any questions or comments. Yeah, Trustee Fishman.
Yeah, my comment is the novice here. I mean, I understand part of what you've done, but I'm not sure I understand everything that you've done. But bless you, you know, and thank you for all the work that you have done. I mean, I remember when years ago, I didn't know what a microgrid was, you know, and so I'm learning incrementally. Not sure I'm a complete student on everything that you put up there, but I'm trying, okay? But thank you.
Of course.
Yes, Trustee Battenfeld.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you too. I attended this state meeting that was here where you gave everybody a tour of some of our projects, and they give you a lot of credit. You know, these were people from all over the state, from other colleges and from the Chancellor's Office, and they were meeting here because they really see us as a model for a lot of what we're doing. And I think a lot of that credit is not just to you, but all the faculty and the other staff who have, pushed over the years to make sure that that's part of our goals and part of our mission. And so thank you. And we will, at least as a board member, I will continue to do what I can do to support what you're doing. So thank you.
All right. Any other comments or questions? Yeah, Trustee Bailey.
Yes, I do definitely want to acknowledge your work. And again, with regards to the Clipper Pass, and I know that that's a 2-year, if I'm understanding it correctly, it's like a 2-year throughout the entire California state, or should I say community college system. Is the idea that all 116 community colleges will be using, and I know the Bay, the Clipper Pass is just for the Bay, but again, as we're looking to be the model, is all of the community college system will be using similar?
Yeah, so the slide and the section showing the section on the Clipper Bay Pass, that was actually an example of specifically how that would apply to colleges just in the Bay Area. So when they reauthorized cap and trade, which is now called cap and invest, they set aside a large chunk of money for fare-free transit. And so we're advocating at the Chancellor's office either for that to come directly to community colleges as basic needs, or to go to regional planning organizations, which in our area would be the Metropolitan Transportation Commission, which operates the Clipper Pass, and they would get the funding to give us essentially a subsidized. But then LA area would have, like LA Metro would have their own program. Northern California has their own regional planning area. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That makes sense.
But the goal is free transit for our students. That's the goal.
Yeah, and my understanding is that it's still a work in progress, and how that money applies is an open question, right? It could be age limited to under 18, and be focused more on the high school students getting passes. So I know it's definitely an issue and a reason for this college and the broader community to be engaged, and let our representatives know the benefit that it would have to our students. So really appreciate your work and raising that issue and more. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you all.
All right. We will then move on to our consent agenda. That's items D1 through D8, with the approval being item number D9. Do I have a motion and a second on our consent agenda? Any public comment in the room or online on the consent agenda? Seeing none. Student Trustee Clark.
Aye.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstain? The consent agenda is approved. We're moving to the action agenda. Item E1, personnel actions. Do I have a motion and a second?
Motion. Second.
Any public comments here in the room or online? Seeing none. Any board members with comments? Seeing none. Student Trustee Clark.
Aye.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstains? The ayes have it. Next, item E2, February 14th to March 20th, 2026 warrants. Do I have a motion and a second? Any public comments or board members wishing to comment? Seeing and hearing none. Student Trustee Clark.
Aye.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? One abstention. The item carries. Next, item E3, instructor load reports for spring 2026. Do I have a motion and a second?
Motion. Second.
Any public comments here in the room or online, or board members wishing to speak on this item? Seeing and hearing none. Student Trustee Clark.
Aye.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstentions? One abstention. That item is approved. Next, E4, the CFT Local 1946 tentative contract agreement for 25-26. Do I have a motion and a second to approve?
Second.
Any public comments or board members wishing to speak on this item? Seeing and hearing none. Student Trustee Clark.
Aye.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstentions? All right, that item is approved. And last but not least, item E5, Resolution 7-26, changes to the adopted budget. Do I have a motion and a second? Any public comments here in the room or online, or board members wishing to speak on this matter? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote. Kehlani, please call the roll.
Student trustee Clark. Aye. Trustee Bailey.
Aye.
Trustee Battenfeld. Aye. Trustee Bricker. Aye. Trustee Fishman. Aye. Trustee Martinez. Aye. Trustee Valdovinos. Aye. Trustee Shaban.
Aye. And with that, we have concluded our business. I appreciate everyone for making it out here to our inaugural meeting at SRJC Roseland campus. This meeting is adjourned.